Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill, going to the video for today. And this is a kind of a follow-up video to one I made in the past. I believe it was called The Dark Side of the Artifact System, and in that video I took a stack of 999 each of the artifact catalysts and tried to level an artifact to 200 with that stack, just to kind of show, how many fails you would have if you didn't actually use seals. And I was kind of focusing on like the predatory nature of the artifact system at that time. So I thought it actually, given it's a double times artifact week and kind of artifacts are in question with the reworks on test server right now, kind of have that conversation again and kind of have some background here. So the purpose of this video is to show how many failed attempts it takes to get to a rank 200 artifact without seals. And seals, not so much as a hot topic as they were in the past. So originally with seals of preservation, seals of preservation did have a chance to drop in content. There was even a spot on the broker for seals, and then that was all taken away. The Kryptonian time capsule also had a chance to drop seals of preservation. But other than that, we had no real way to earn it besides the marketplace. And seals of completion have never dropped in game. And to me, that's always been something the proof is in the pudding right here. I've failed it so far. I've already failed it at rank 40, rank 80, rank 100, multiple fails at rank 120. So, seals are an absolute necessity, a part of the artifact system. You cannot realistically whatsoever level an artifact without seals. And this video is the proof. No one has this many catalysts. Look at the, I've got like over 1,000 catalysts of each one. No one has this much or can even get this much on live server because of the source mark cost, the grind, everything else. So it's not realistic whatsoever to have this many catalysts that you could just burn through. So we have a system that is designed around the requirement of seals, not only seals of preservation, but you need seals of completion at the point. Once you get into these multiple breakthroughs, are they expecting us to buy like dozens and dozens and dozens of those seals of preservation caches? So anything really above rank 160, and even rank 160 itself, so 160, 180, and 200, realistically, with the percentage chances going from 10, 5 to 3, it's not practical whatsoever to use the seals of preservation at that point. You're just going to burn through them. At that point, you have to use a seal of completion, which would be, if you're a member, it'd be 450 marketplace cash, or essentially $5, or essentially your monthly, because your monthly stipend for marketplace cash is 500. So that means once a month, you're allowed to buy one seal of completion. Now, with the Dr. Fate, introduction of the Dr. Fate vendor, that did. We do have an increased opportunity for seals. We had those two cache packs, one for 12, one for another one costing marks, and then the fate marks, the big one for seal completion. Yeah, we can earn that, but at the same time, that means that every time we want to level an artifact, even just one artifact, players now, if you want to be a controller, you need like 6 or 7 artifacts. Tanks have access to 4 or 5. There's 40 artifacts in this game if you include the Bottled City Soda. So 40 available artifacts, and you need multiple seals of preservation and more than likely 3 seals of completion for every single artifact. That it just puts a huge hindrance on either you got to spend marketplace cash, you got to spend real life money, or you have to waste all your member marks, part of the Dr. Fate system, to buy those marks to get those seals of completion. So if they ever come up with cool stuff in the future, or styles that you didn't necessarily get, or they add new and cool features, that you can't always take advantage of that because you have to waste a certain amount of marks just to buy your seals. So I know the system is not going to change. It's basically at this point it's kicking a gift horse in the mouth, I guess is the saying for that. Because same thing. Before, it was a horrible system. We didn't have access to any seals. Now, at least they put them on the Dr. Fate vendor for us, but it still doesn't kind of fix the actual root cause, which is just an excessive amount of seals and chances that need to require for breakthroughs. And I know they fixed that sense with the ally system, where the ally increases don't need or can't fail breakthroughs. Same thing with the OP items, but at the same time, you got to remember that they took the breakthrough aspect away from allies, but then they added in that you can't fortify allies into other allies. So they closed basically one money loophole and open up a huge other one. So now, if you level up Harley or some other ally that, becomes, outdated or outside of the meta or useless, you've already spent that money. You've already spent that ally XP or that ally favor. You can't do anything about that. You're going to have that like semi-useless ally on your account forever. You can't fortify it in anything else. So they were very smart with that second loophole. So yes, this whole seal system has frustrated players and not being able to earn them. I mean, to me, there was no reason why a seal of preservation and seal of completion couldn't drop in content. There's no reason why they couldn't be added to every time capsule, like Nth Metal XP, like Quarks, like the ally favor. You could have easily added that to each one. So it's it not to put Daybreak and Dimensional Link on this kind of like evil Lord of the Rings mantra where it's like the evil Sauron or whatever controlling everything else, but they know they understand what's going to drive those revenues. So I mean, other than that, there's no real purpose of this commentary. It's more just to kind of fill the time and seeing how many. I don't want to spoil how many times I fail in the video. I'm sure some people may mention in the comments, but I'll have at the end, basically, as you can see, progressing through the videos, how many I fail each per rank. But to me, it's unfortunate that artifacts are now ingrained. Like, artifacts are going to be a part of the game forever. I mean, they may not necessarily come out with as much as they had in the past because, I mean, like I said before, we had like 40 artifacts and only 3 slots. And now on the forum, people are asking for a 4th slot. People are asking for, there's the huge debate about artifact swapping and locking the artifacts, which they would never do. I mean, they've never locked a utility belt besides in the past where it was like either wild cards, trinket, and consumable slots. That's the only time they've ever locked a utility belt. So, there is more focus on allies for sure. I mean, since what we've had Lex Luthor, future Lex Luthor, we've had Superman, we've had Crypto. So, I mean, we've had 3 allies before the last artifacts come out, and now they're reworking old artifacts. So, it's still, artifacts still have a much greater impact overall to your character. And pretty much skill points are useless nowadays. It's pretty much artifacts and allies. So, it's still a system that we have to deal with. That when they have these artifact reworks, because no one really has Gem of Horus. There's a few tanks out there that has the Pit of Lazarus. I mean, that's useful for survival in the past or some elite raids, but I mean largely it's be more of like a niche gimmick artifact. Same thing with like a truth, like the Lasso of Truth. You really just used for like really unique situations. But at the same time, all that they're going to do is keep adding artifacts that people don't use anymore to buff. So then forces you to level it, and then when you're forced to level it because of how much stronger it's become, then it basically ties back into the seal system where you go through all your catalysts. I mean, there's like Nth Metal exploits or something going on where a bunch of players got banned. I'm not sure the entire story with that or how that's impacted, but it's just the whole system around artifacts is still, even to this day, it is still. Nothing is really working smoothly in terms of, there's still numerous exploits. People are looking for exploits because of how much the catalyst and how much the Nth Metal and how much the cost is. It's still like $150 I think or so per level 200 artifact if you don't have XP or catalyst. So it's a system that obviously won't be fixed ever. It's going to be like this, but it's more just the complacency that everyone has now. I mean, even myself, I don't think of it as it's like, oh, I need this artifact, okay, and that's it. That's what you kind of put into your mind. It's not like, oh, I have to like try to find all these catalysts. I have to try to find this Nth Metal. I have to wait for a sale to buy Nth Metal off the broker marketplace. You don't think about that at the time. You're just like, okay, I need this artifact, and that's done. And basically, you've kind of shoved everything else out of your mind where it's the between A and B. So it's like B, or like the end goal is I need my artifact, and I don't care about everything else or how it takes the mill. I'm just going to get that. So then when you spend those like multiple marketplace boxes or whatever for Nth Metal, or you drop $100 on the marketplace, you don't even see that. You're just like, okay, I need like 7 perfected Nth Metals. Okay, let's buy this. Or I need to spend $3 billion or $4 billion or whatever on like 2,000 flawless Nth Metal stacks that everyone seems to be selling nowadays, which is, I guess, tied into the exploit. I'm not too sure. But, I mean, this is just a commentary. I thought I've kind of, it's not really a commentary. It's more just like an opinion piece on the artifact system. And I mean, I see it all the time because the DC doesn't at all give any kind of insight for artifacts. They say, here's this artifact, here's what the rankings are, the levels. But other than that, they will mention some synergy. But at the same time, it's not like they're talking about really in-depth previews of the artifact or what the artifact means or what the abilities mean overall or to your roles. Where I go through them. Same thing. I mean, the same concept with like counters and everything else. I mean, the tutorial system in this game is ridiculous. Also, there's no way for players to test artifacts. That's the thing. If you want an artifact, you're solely reliant on leveling yourself to try it because the test server is only accessible to people with a PC. So it's already eliminating a lot of the player base. So, I mean, we can continue this in the comment section. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching, as always.